Hello, Libra, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a reading for the end of January 2023, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and pulled the oracle cards and clarified those. I have the overall energy for the reading as well. We'll dive into tarot, then I have the decks that I'll be using in my extended reading. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Libra, let's dive in. In your recent past, you have open up to change with the Two of Swords in reverse. Your recent past was being at a standstill, and the reason why was because you were stuck in some sort of, you're stuck in something, some sort of energy. It was almost like you didn't want to make a move. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with being afraid of change, which is totally natural. But I feel like in your current energy, it's almost as if that change is going to happen regardless. Now, it's not a bad change. It's actually a very, very good change. The overall energy for the reading is resolution and awareness. So the way that I'm reading this is that a solution, a resolution to whatever your issue is around you, and you just need to bring it into your awareness. And we often block our solutions by holding on to certain attachments and things like that. Now, in your current energy, you have cool your emotions with the World card in reverse. In your current energy, I feel like, this is a cycle. Some sort of cycle is completing here, and you're coming to the end of that cycle. And the closer you get to the end of a cycle, the more intense things start to feel. And so right now, if things feel intense, just know that that's okay. It's okay to be where you're at right now. Don't let your emotions get the better of you right now. Don't let your emotions dictate your movements, choices, or decisions, because your emotions right now are just giving you insight. They're not actually providing you with the truth, and acting on your emotions is often how we self-sabotage. So you have good things happening for you right now, but I feel like you're afraid of the unknown, and that because of that, you're kind of are staying in your comfort zone, is my guess. In your immediate future, you have be humble with the Devil in reverse. See, this is what makes me feel like this is nothing but good, because you're releasing your attachment to something, and it makes you feel so good that the universe is providing you with a warning that does say, be humble. Sorry if you can hear oh no, you wouldn't be able to because I have my microphone. My phone's ringing right now. Some spam risk. So this is a good reading. Good reading for sure. It doesn't necessarily, I don't think, feel like it to you. Not that the reading doesn't feel good, but the energy doesn't feel good to you right now. And that's just because you're in the thick of it. So hold on, because I do feel good things coming for you. All right, Libra. Goodness sakes. Let's look at your recent past. Let's clarify this open up to change with the Two of Swords in reverse. Let's clarify open up to change with the Two of Swords in reverse in Libra's recent past. Recent past for Libra. Yeah, that's exactly what I felt. You have the Temperance in reverse, which is funny because that's also the other card. No, it was on the bottom of the deck of this Two of Swords in reverse. You have the Temperance in reverse on the bottom of the deck. You have the Hangman and the Nine of Swords. So your recent past was very anxiety filled. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that with this Temperance in reverse, it was a lack of patience. Now, that doesn't mean that you were lacking patience. It just means that you were focusing on what yet hasn't come instead of what has. And that's okay. It's okay to be stuck in that energy. But it was causing this. It was almost as if you were starting to doubt the universe a little bit in your recent past. But all of that was happening to get you to surrender to the universe, to just surrender to a higher level plan for your life. I feel like you've struggled with this Nine of Swords for a while, Libra, in regards to some sort of situation. And you can see that this woman is in quite a bit of distress, but you can also see that what she's afraid of, that these, monsters, if you will, that she's afraid of, that they're actually not real. And so that's a lot of the energy that I feel in your recent past. Not that your anxiety and your fear wasn't real, not that it wasn't valid, nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. It absolutely was. But what you were afraid of was an illusion. There's an illusion to why you were stuck staying in your comfort zone as opposed to opening up to change. And the biggest reason is because change is scary sometimes, and so don't be hard on yourself for that. and know that it was happening for a reason. It was opening you up to change, helping you kind of surrender to the bigger picture so that good things could start to happen for you. Recent past for Libra. The Chariot in reverse with the Two of Pentacles. Things were not, I mean, this is another card of things not moving forward, things being at a standstill. It just felt like I felt like you felt a lot of stagnancy. Like you just didn't understand why you weren't able to build. Understand with the Two of Pentacles here, the reason why was because the universe is waiting for you to bring yourself into a place of balance, meaning that you weren't relying too much on fear and you weren't relying too much on hope. You know, oftentimes when we look to the future and we hope for better things to come, not that hope is a bad thing, but we're constantly hoping for the next best thing, we find ourselves stuck in the cycle of always needing the next best thing. We're never able to fully appreciate where we're at in the moment. And then when we focus on fear, we allow our fear to get the better of us, and that kind of keeps us trapped. So both hope, getting too lost in the hope of specifics and getting too lost in the fear can get you stuck in a cycle. Now the middle ground here that we're looking for is the balance, that Two of Pentacles, the balance of both. And that is faith. Having faith that, yes, things might not necessarily turn out exactly like you're hoping for them to, and they're probably most likely not going to turn out how you fear they will, but they will turn out exactly as they're supposed to for you. And what I mean by that is they'll get to a point where you can look back and you can say, I'm actually glad things didn't turn out the way that I once thought that I wanted them to, because they actually turned out better for me. So give yourself a little bit of grace for where you've been, because just because you haven't made progress doesn't mean that you're not making progress. It means that you haven't made progress in the material world. You have made a lot of progress within, and per the law of attraction, you know, as within, so without. So if you're creating a better balance and a better inner environment for yourself, that will eventually be reflected in your outer world. I promise you. So hold on to that. Recent past for Libra. The Nine of Wands. I mean, that's exactly what I felt. And this is kind of what I've been saying too. This is the end of a cycle, and this is a foundation within you. To me, this can be like a mindset, a foundation, like a mindset to build on, or a belief system to build on. One of the concepts that you will hear me talk about probably in every single reading I do, at least it's been more so recently, is that 5% of our movements, choices, and decisions, only 5% are conscious. 95, the rest of it, 95% of us is actually subconscious, and our subconscious is built based on habits. So what we've learned based on our past experiences, the pain, the frustration, the failure, the fear, all of that has become that 95% of us has become our belief system. Now, our belief system is what manifests into our life. So we have to use that 5% of our conscious brain to train that 95% of us. Now, that really means having to be present all the time and make sure that you're responding rather than reacting, because that 95% of you is a reaction. Now, when you feel reactive to situations and to your life, that's a key to look at what needs to be healed, what is being brought to the surface, what is being poked at, what needs to be healed. Now, your reset past, I feel like wasn't going the way that you wanted it to, and so it kind of got you down stuck in that fear, almost where it was like, well, things aren't happening for me, they're never going to happen for me, I'm never going to get there, I'm never going to have what I want. And that mindset that you were kind of, spiraling into a little bit was the issue within itself, because that mindset was what was manifesting things not happening for you. Now, that doesn't mean they never will. The coolest aspect of the law of attraction is if you can take responsibility and say, my life right now is a product of that 95% of me that has gotten me here. It's a product of my past thoughts, my past belief system is what's gotten me here, and I'm not where I want to be. But what's cool about that is once you can really accept and take responsibility and accept that truth, then you can say, well, that just means that my future is going to be a product of my current thinking and belief system. And so that's why I saw a tweet the other day that was like, oh my gosh, it resonated with me so deeply. And it was like, your response to your circumstances is your essentially your reality is a product of your response to your life. However you respond, if you respond with fear, if you respond with frustration, if you respond with anger, that's what you typically see more of. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to feel those emotions. You absolutely should feel those emotions, but you don't have to believe them and you don't have to act on them. You don't have to be so reactive to them. So that's a big lesson that I feel like you guys are learning. There is something that you're looking for a resolution to, and know that the solution is already there. You just have to bring it into your awareness. And the way that we do that is through stillness, is through, whether that be meditation or whatever you do that calms your mind and gets you able to think a little bit more clearly. Because in your current energy, you do have your emotions kind of running a little haywire. And that's happening for a reason, because again, you're coming to the end of a cycle. We saw it here with the Nine of Wands. You're approaching the end of a cycle. This cycle really, really wants to complete. And it's really up to you. But let's see. Current energy for Libra. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in reverse with the Strength in reverse. You have experienced a lot of things falling apart in your life. I feel like over and over and over again, you've constantly experienced like things not coming together, or like you finally get to a certain point and then things kind of collapse from there. Know that your past doesn't have to repeat itself. You have kind of acquired the Strength card in reverse a little bit, this lack of confidence in yourself. Now, when I talk about the lack of confidence in yourself, that is going to be reflected on your lack of confidence of the universe. You are the universe in motion. Trusting the universe is trusting ourselves. We have to learn how to do both. So in your current energy, things just feel really all over the place. It feels like things are falling apart. It feels like maybe not falling apart, but maybe falling further apart. It just does not feel like things are coming together for you. And understand that does not mean that they aren't. In fact, if there's anything I've learned from this journey, it's that right before things happen for me, I am hit with bigger triggers. I'm hit with more frustrating situations. I'm hit, I've always compared it, and I don't know if there's any Marvel fans out there. My boyfriend just recently got me into Marvel, but I've recently compared it to Marvel movies where there's always that point, now taking a couple of them out of the equation, there's always that point in a Marvel movie where you look at the characters and you look at the situation, you say, there's no way they're going to get out of this. Like, things just look horrible, right? Like, it looks like the bad guy's winning, the world's about to end, whatever it is. And there's always a point in one of those Marvel movies where that's the case, but the good guy always wins. Now, again, take a couple of those movies out of the equation, if you are a Marvel fan or if you have seen the Marvel movies, but the good guys always win. Things always happen and work out for the better. But it always happens right after things look the worst. It's that concept of it's always darkest before dawn. So please understand that you're in that darkest before dawn phase right now, and that it does not mean that things aren't working out for you. It just means that you're getting there, and it is just taking time. And honestly, it's almost like your response to the darkest before dawn is what's going to kind of determine your future. Current energy here for Libra. The Five of Pentacles. You're focusing on what you don't have and what you've lost. And I get that. That makes plenty of sense. But do understand that the more you focus on lack, the more that you will see lack in your life. Now, if you've lost something pretty big, pretty major to you, please understand that is not me saying that you have no right to feel that loss, because you absolutely do. Feel the loss. Let yourself feel the sadness. Let yourself feel the frustration. Let yourself feel what you need to feel. But then allow yourself to understand that what it is meant for you will never pass you, and that every single loss is replaced with something of equal or better value. Now, you might sit here saying, there's absolutely no way. That's not possible. That belief within itself is what is making it not possible for you. You deserve good things in your life, Libra. You deserve to feel good about who you are. You deserve to feel good about your world. You deserve to feel good about your relationships, about your job, about your financial situation. You deserve those things. And understand that just because maybe a situation that had the potential of becoming those things for you has left your life, that does not mean that, first and foremost, it can't return, or second of all, that it can't be replaced with something better. But the key is detachment. And that's why in your immediate future, you have this Devil in reverse. Your detachment from situations that have kept you trapped in this kind of same energy is what is keeping you from moving forward into better things. I mean, it's funny because what this is saying is when you are able to release the attachment, you got to be humble about it, because it's going to feel really good. So things are good. They are. It doesn't feel like it, and it does not look like it in your life. But understand that your circumstances right now, they don't even matter, because how you respond to them right now is how you're already creating better for yourself. All right, current energy for Libra. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. I mean, you guys just feel super ungrounded right now. You feel like things are all over the place. You do not feel like you have the stability that you're looking for. You don't feel like you have them. I mean, this is all talking. I mean, this is all pentacles. So it doesn't feel like this could be very material. It doesn't feel like you have the financial abundance you're wanting. It doesn't feel like you have the stability maybe of a home life that you're looking for. Whatever it is, you're really lacking a lot of stability right now. And that comes from the Strength card in reverse. Your lack of belief in yourself and in this universe is what has manifested this for you. Now, please understand that that is not a criticism. That is not saying you have done something wrong. That is saying look within and understand that you are in charge of your own life. You are the master of your environment. Now, this is when I have to give the disclaimer, and these disclaimers on every single one of my readings. My readings are for the people who are trying to manifest better for themselves, who are doing the inner work, who are taking a look at how they've played a role in their life, and who are trying to create a better world for themselves. If you have experienced a devastating and awful traumatic experience, then please understand this might not be your reading, and this might not be what you need to hear right now. And so please understand that my readings are only for the people that they are for, meaning it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay? I had someone comment on my reading last week that was like, I did not attract violence into my life. That is not my fault. Absolutely, it's not your fault. And I am not saying that you consciously attracted or that you did anything wrong. But a belief system from your past that could say, I'm unlovable, I'm not worthy, I deserve bad things to happen to me, that you have acquired because of a childhood, because of a parent telling you those things, or because of a relationship that made you feel those things about yourself, that is not your fault. That 95% of you that has gained certain perceptions of yourself and of the world based on traumatic events, that's not your fault. It is, however, your responsibility to flip that 95% on its head and make sure that you are creating better for yourself in the future. Now, sometimes you got to dwell in the misery, and you got to just let yourself feel crappy, and you've got to let yourself heal. And I'm not sitting here saying that you shouldn't heal. I'm sitting here saying that once you get through those emotions and you allow those emotions to pass you without acting on them, then you will be able to see the clarity of the situation and take matters into your own hands, right? Because again, if you can understand and accept responsibility for how things have turned out today, you can then take responsibility and accept responsibility for how things are going to turn out tomorrow. And being able to do that gives you control over your future. But you don't have control over your life in the 3D world. You do not have control over what happens to you. You only have control over how you respond. And your response is what creates a better 3D world for yourself. So please don't get mad at me. These are good truths. Good truths to have to kind of learn and accept. All right, immediate future for Libra. Clarifying, be humble with the devil in reverse. I like this energy. It's very Libra's coming out on top kind of energy. Immediate future here for Libra. The Temperance in reverse with the Two of Wands. Okay. Your immediate future, it's almost like you start to realize that good things take time, in terms of if something is meant for you, if something is a part of your path. This Two of Wands here, if something is a part of your path, the universe is not going to give it to you until you are ready for it, until you have worked through the fear, the anxiety, the loss, the lack, until you've worked through those things, so that you don't bring that energy into whatever it is you're trying to attract, whatever it is that's meant for you, whatever is part of your path, and then sabotage it. Because again, that 95% of you, if you are not consciously on top of it all of the time by staying present and paying attention to your responses, then you will find yourself in a position of sabotaging it away. It's that whole concept, and you hear it, all the time, how people who come into a large sum of money, be it inheritance or winning a lottery even, they often manifest that money away quicker than they received it. And that's usually because they don't believe on some level that they deserve it, that they are capable of sustaining it. The universe will give you everything that you want in this world, but it's first going to turn you into the person that can sustain it, not just attain it, but sustain it. And that it's almost like that awareness that you start to have in your immediate future is what brings about the solution that you're looking for. Immediate future for Libra. This Temperance in reverse is kind of your biggest nemesis right now. This frustration and kind of just lack of not seeing the bigger picture. But I get it. I mean, I struggle with this too. I'm a Libra rising, so trust me, I feel it too. You have the Page of Wands with the Knight of Cups in reverse. I'm not going to lie, I see a little bit of being triggered in your immediate future. That's not a bad thing though, because when you're being triggered, that means that you're able to release whatever it is that needs to be healed. Because again, say you have 95% of your energy and 94% of that is you've worked and you've healed and you've grown and you've learned what you needed to, and that 94% of you is saying I deserve good things, but there's still that 1% of you that's believing something about your childhood, something from your childhood some belief system that you've gained from your childhood that says I'm unworthy, I'm undeserving, I'm not capable, whatever it is. That's that 1% is still going to block you from manifesting what you want. You've got to get your inner world in alignment. Now, you're never going to be perfect. It's never going to be you're 100% on all the time. That's not what I'm saying. But in your immediate future, if you start to feel triggered, don't react and try to look deeper. Look deeper into the situation, see what needs to be healed, and see what needs to be released, felt and released, so that you can attract better energy for yourself. Because I do see something about your inner child is going to be triggered, but it's good because it's whatever it is, whatever lesson you learn through this inner child energy, it releases your attachment to something that's kept you stuck. So solutions are on their way here, Libra. Immediate future for Libra. Immediate future for Libra, clarifying the be humble. The world, look at that. Upright, you have it in reverse right there. Cycle complete. So you are there. So if your immediate future, but there's the Hermit. It's only going to be complete when you go within and you shine a light on what needs to be seen. Your immediate future, it might still feel triggering, but understand that it's like almost like this is the darkest before dawn. This really is. It's basically saying you are getting to that point where it's like in those Marvel movies where it looks like things are never going to work out for the good guys, that the world is never going to be okay and safe again, and then it is. At the very end, it is. And I feel like that's where you're at right now, is you're in that energy of I have absolutely no idea how this is going to work out for me, but it's good because that means that it is actually working out for you. You don't have to know how things are going to work out. You don't have to know how they're possible. You just have to know that they are, and that they're both possible, and that they're working out for you. All right, Libra, we're gonna hop on over to the extended. I'm gonna give some advice on every single one of these messages, and then pull an actual advice card from Spirit. Any information for that is in the description box below. I did raise the minimum price for my extended because it is a pay what you want /can. I raised it from 90 cents to $3 because the amount that website takes, it was like I was making like 50 something cents per sale on those 90 cents, and that's just, it gets to a point where that isn't, I can't, that's not a sustainable amount of money for me to live off of. So anyway, thank you guys so much. The information for that's in the description box below. I do hope to see you guys in future readings, and I hope you have a wonderful 2023. All right, bye, Libra.